Okay, I hope you had some good luck with practicing your annotating yesterday. Remember, when we're annotating, really all we're doing is showing our thinking. Okay, so we're going to continue on with A Long Walk to Water. I'm going to again model for you annotations, and then I'm going to send you out to practice more on your own. So, our goal for right now, for this week, is really to be practicing all of these annotations. Some of them are going to come much easier. Okay. The visualization, we may be able to visualize very frequently. We might find unfamiliar vocabulary words really often in what we're reading. However, what we don't want to do as readers is to only use the same annotations over and over and over and over again, because then we're really not helping to train our brain all of the different ways that we should be thinking while we're reading. So please be sure as you're reading A Long Walk to Water this week and practicing annotations that you really are practicing using these different types of annotations. And if you're not understanding what one of these means or how to use it when you read, please reach out to your teacher and ask so that have a really good understanding so that you can practice them as you go. So here we go. I hope you enjoyed the part of the story that you read yesterday, and I hope you were successful with showing your thinking. So we're going to move on. Paragraph 15. Word passed through the crowd. It's the rebels, those who were fighting against the government. So I've got a question right here. Why would they be fighting against the government? What are they unhappy about? I know from my schema that if somebody's fighting against the government, it's because they're unhappy about something that's happening. So my question is why? What is it that these rebels mentioned are unhappy about? Salva passed several rebel soldiers waiting by the side of the road. Each of them held a big gun. Their guns were not pointed at the crowd, but even so, the soldiers seemed fierce and watchful. Look at that vocabulary, fierce. Some of the rebels then joined the back of the line. Now the villagers were surrounded. So, one thing I can do here is I can visualize easily. I can visualize the villagers surrounded by these rebels, but I already visualized yesterday, so I really want to intentionally practice something different. So, another thing that I can do right here is I can make an inference. An inference means the author didn't tell me specifically. I have to use clues from the text combined together with my schema to know and understand something in the reading. So I can infer here that the rebels didn't want to hurt anyone because it says their guns were not pointed at the crowd. So I get the impression, or I can make the inference, that they're not necessarily there to hurt the villagers. What are they going to do to us? Where is my family? Late in the day, the villagers arrived at the rebel camp. The soldiers ordered them to separate into two groups: men in one group, women and children, and the elderly in the other. Teenage boys, it seemed, were considered men, for boys who looked to be only a few years older than Salva were joining the men's group. You can see that I've already shown my thinking here just because I had to do this one a little bit in advance. So I've drawn a line, a circle with a line through it, and that means I disagree. Okay. I disagree with this part right here. I don't consider teenage boys to be men. So I'm showing a disagreement there. And I realized I skipped one of my annotations. Y'all, look. What are they going to do to us? Where is my family? Y'all, I don't know if you've ever read the book Because of Winn-Dixie, but it's like my favorite book of all time. So, right here, where Salva's thinking, where's my family? In my mind, I immediately made a text to text connection because this reminds me, and Because of Winn-Dixie, when Opal, who's the main character, was wondering where her mom was. If you've read Because of Winn-Dixie, Opal spends time wondering, where is my mom? So this gave me a good place to make a text to text connection there. Salva hesitated for a moment. He was only 11, but he was the son of an important family. He was Salva Mawian Dut Arik, from the village named for his grandfather. His father always told him to act like a man, to follow the example of his older brothers, and in turn, Set a good example for Kual. I've underlined this part here. Underlining means, ooh, this seems like key details here. He is the son of an important family. Okay. The village he comes from is named after his grandfather. That seems like a key detail. Key detail means important to remember. Salva took a few steps toward the men. Hey, a soldier approached Salva and raised his gun. I'm putting a big heart right here, y'all, because this part at the bottom where Salva steps forward between these scary rebels that have guns, he steps forward and says, hey, I love this part because it's kind of scary. It's intense, but it's also really exciting. And that part right there makes me want to keep reading. So I'm putting a heart there because that part really keeps me interested and makes me want to go to the next page. So I'm sending you off on your own today. You're going to read paragraphs 23 through 30. Again, your goal is to not reuse the same annotations that you already practiced yesterday. Your goal is to see, okay, what else can I do? Where else can I extend my thinking and practice some other annotations? So good luck.